So how many plays, well, Scotty hit 11 in a row did you run for him?
I don't think we ran any for him tonight. He played really good, really liked that. Seen that aggressiveness like that was good. Great rebounding night for him using his size. But I think that all those guys came out with tremendous energy. I thought even Kim was on the glass. I know he got in early foul trouble, but he was making physical plays out there. So it was a good energy, physicality night for our guys, Scotty included.
Even before tonight, Malachi did get a bit of a longer look. What have you wanted to see out of him? And obviously it was really good to know.
Yeah, he played great. I mean, I think that the last few, I mean, it's like, I think it's important, like even though sometimes those minutes are strange minutes for those guys, like even like I say that with Utah, he's gotten just a little bit of garbage time, but he's, and that's why we went with him early in the game too, earlier. But yeah, Malachi's just, kept his head up, kept his head in it. And when he's had any opportunities, whether it's first half, second half, garbage, whatever, he's played with what I just consider, some IQ, some toughness, some organization. And that's what kind of led us to that decision tonight.
You see him making progress in sort of the things that you want to see
100%
in terms of, whether it's
yeah
playing with pace or playing.
Yeah, he's getting up and into the ball defensively. He's becoming a better reader of the defensive rebounding situation, helping there. He's getting it into the paint on offense, right? And he's getting it to the front of the rim with some layups, which is really good. He's doing it quickly. Like those are good, fast, explosive moves that he's making. And we need that because, they get, if they're going to sit on our roller or sit on our shooters or whatever, we need that ball handler to make them pay for that. Then if they don't, then the other stuff will open up. But I thought they did a pretty good job of reading that stuff.
I just was going to ask quickly, in all your coaching years, when you have guys that are kind of in and out of the lineup, do you think it's harder in the point guard position just because he is handling the ball, as opposed to off ball position?
Yeah, there's a lot more responsibility there for sure. But I was pretty confident going in there that he'd run the team well, right? Because I think he's just been doing that, and that was good. He got us organized. He got off the ball. He got it up the floor quickly. All those kind of things that I think got the ball moving early, which that's just being a good leader out there and a good point guard.
What did you think of how he played throughout the whole game, even when
No, his not unlike a lot of our guys tonight compared to the last, games off the break. He just the focus was there. The energy was there. He was playing both, he's playing both ends. He was just making plays, right? Or trying to make plays. And he just kept ending up in the right place at the right time because of that, constantly on the glass, and he's getting a bunch of tip ins, constantly protecting the rim. He's going to put himself in position to help and block a shot. So just great focus, awareness, and energy.
Okay, Justine, over to you. If we could just keep it to one question, there's a number of hands this evening. Thank you.
Thanks, Phil. For also too, I'm not sure if everyone heard that just because we're a little fuzzy. So if you could just keep it to one question, please. Go ahead, Doug Smith.
Hey, Nick, how are you, sir?
Doing good, Doug.
Good. You talked about the quick start. You came out and kind of pressed and scrambled the game a little bit. Was that to get your guys going and get the energy up real fast?
Yeah, I just think that it, again, like you could see we were kind of ready and energetic. So I thought I would take advantage. I mean, listen, on the jump ball, Scotty made a play on the jump ball.
Yeah.
Right. So jumped him and surprised him. And automatically I just said, well, let's stay up, everybody. And let's get up. And we created another turnover early off the pressure. So yeah, it did. They jump started themselves, but I just was kind of keep making sure it would keep going, I guess, by calling some of that stuff.
Great. Thanks so much, Nick. Safe trip back.
Thanks. See you tomorrow.
Yep.
And next we have Josh Lewinberg.
Hey, Nick. I'll ask you about Precious. Obviously, he's playing really well in a lot of facets, but it seems like one of the areas of improvement is around the rim. Seems to be more under control when he's putting the ball on the floor. Are you seeing anything different from him, or you think it's just a matter of the game slowing down a little bit?
No, he's making really aggressive / composed moves, right? I think that you can kind of tell where it's going right now, and before maybe you couldn't tell what was going to happen at the end of those things, but he's getting to some really good spots, and he's doing it with some force and athleticism and strength, and you're right, he's slowing down, but I always say that's just a little better composure that he's showing and getting it to better spots.
Thanks, Nick. See you tomorrow.
You're welcome. Yep.
And next we have Ryan Wolstadt.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Ryan.
Question for you about Thad. Are you surprised how quickly he sort of picked everything up? I know he's a veteran, but just how he's making an impact so quickly. Another good game, obviously, tonight.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's learned a little bit here over this few games that he's had, and one of the things he learned from last game is we kicked it out to him for a bunch of rhythm threes, and he didn't take any of them. And we, like, he's a decent shooter, and like I just told him, I'm like, listen, in our deal here, when it's a rhythm three, you got to pull it. Everybody's expecting you to pull it, and I think that changed his mindset and his confidence a little bit tonight. And he was really good tonight. I thought all over the place.
Yeah, he wasn't shooting too many. Yeah, I think San Antonio wasn't shooting too many.
Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Nick.
We'll change that.
And next we have William Liu from Sportsnet.
Hey, Coach. I see Takeshi's not here, so I'll ask on his behalf. Were you surprised at all by Utah's dunk? What was your reaction to Utah's play? And just, can you speak to his level of preparation for games?
Hi, Takeshi. It's good to see you. I see you over there, Takeshi.
Oh, right. He is here. Oh, I'm sorry, Takeshi. I'm sorry, man.
Well, it was good. Yuta made a tough play. He's never afraid to go in and make a consequence play at the rim, both sides. Right. And he was on the delivering end this time. It was good to see.
That's right. All right. Thanks, Coach.
They'll be playing that one. They'll be playing that one in Japan to Takeshi a little bit, don't you think? Anyway, go ahead. Sorry, Justine.
No, that's okay. Next up, we have Lewis.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to ask about the Thad, Utah, and Scotty sort of trio in the second quarter. What are the benefits of having multiple guys who cut really hard all at the same time?
Well, listen, they got to kind of play off each other, Lewis, and they got to decide who's going to do what. Sometimes they both can, they all can space it a bit. They all are probably better cutters than they are spacers, but they can't all cut together. So it's one of the things we talked about here this morning and walked through a little bit, was trying to get organized on who's going to stay out there and who's going to cut and who's going to do some of that stuff. It's good. I mean, listen, if they can get some chemistry and figure that out a little bit like they did tonight, and then obviously they hit a bunch of shots, they all threw some in too, right? Thad, Precious, Chris, Yuta, all those kind of bigger wings all threw in a couple threes too. So kind of doing their secondary, maybe skill, very, very high level tonight.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome, Lewis.
And last question for you here, Coach. Go ahead, Oren.
Hey, Nick, congrats on the win. I wanted to get back to Malachi Flynn. Obviously, for point guards, it can take sometimes up to years to kind of find that balance of scoring or playmaking for their teammates. And I want to know kind of, where do you think Malachi is on that scale? Is there one way you want him to lean a little bit more than he is right now, or are you satisfied?
Well, listen, he's really had an uptick, I think, in his confidence in his play here lately. And I always say this, you kind of got to read the game and take what's there. If they're, if you're blasting into the lane and there's some space to create for yourself, you got to do it. And if it closes down, you got to be able to make the right read. What I'm happy with is that he's doing that, touching the paint a lot, right? I just think that good things are going to happen, and he's doing it with some explosiveness. I mean, like he's in there quick and fast and deep in the paint, and that usually is going to, you know, cause some problems, especially if you got any kind of finishing game at all, which he's blasting through there a little bit. I mean, he's going to get some different coverages and different looks depending on who we're playing and all those kind of things. And then he'll need to make his progressional reads.